Podcasticum Recordius. Welcome to a brand new episode of Sequel Rights, the podcast where we take a look at the franchises that make you go, and we give each and every sequel a fair trial. My name is Justin Camps, and I'm here with
Elizabeth Helly
and
Haunted Tyler Hymanson.
Spooky Ghost Tyler. Wow.
You better not bring the Bible.
I should have come up with a Treehouse of Horror-esque
indeed.
haunted name, but
That's right. We are extending Halloween for all of you as we talk about the latest episode of Spooky Buddies.
starring Deborah Jo Rupp.
That's right. We're here talking Spooky Buddies. If you missed what we were saying there.
It's spooky season all year long.
Yeah,
so
we continue.
keep it going.
Who cares? Horror movies all year round.
Right.
All right, quick fire Treehouse of Horror names.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
You don't even have to change yours.
Why?
Helly.
Oh, yeah. You're right. There you go.
Justin,
I would change it to Hellfire E.
yeah, mine would have to be like Justin Krampus or something.
Yeah, Justin Krampus,
yeah.
yeah. I think it'd just be Terror Hymanson. Anyway.
Terror Hymanson. Yeah, that's not bad. Well, guess what, everybody? We're excited that you're here. Tyler's back.
I'm back from, I really enjoyed the Splinter podcast that you guys did with the spinoff series, The Santa Buddies.
Hey, don't worry. It'll be coming back.
back.
It'll be back.
That was fun. Sorry I wasn't there, but I am sure that it was holly and jolly and Christmassy without me.
Just for our knowledge, did you, in fact, watch the two films?
At this moment in time, I have not watched
Okay,
the
but
two
maybe
films.
you will by the time
But I
we
will
do.
by the time we rejoin Santa Paws.
Okay,
It was
interesting,
Christmassy and
I'm still,
racisty and all
I'm
that.
still searching for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're still. I guess we did find him, but
Right.
whatever. Yeah, we're glad that you're back and feeling better.
Yes.
If you want to send any well wishes Tyler's way, how can you do that, Elis?
The mail, but also sequelrights@gmail.com.
Letters to Tyler.
Yeah, let us just have her. Yeah, we have a P.O.
Go
box.
Get them all. Yeah. Or you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Sequel Rights.
And rate and review us wherever you're listening. We have all these episodes up on YouTube. If you've already done that, which so many of our wonderful listeners have, share out old episodes. We're bridging our favorite times here. We're just out of the spooky season. We're heading into the holiday season. We have the Santa Clauses, the Christmas stories. You can go back and revisit so many subpar TV musical versions of beloved holiday movies that you love.
Yeah. Christmas Story the musical. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, share those share those out and help other people find the show.
Yeah. But after that long break, it's nice to be back to the buddies this week.
Back to the buddies.
I guess it was just a one
It was
episode
just one
break.
week. Yeah.
It felt so long,
It
you
did.
guys. But we're back with Spooky Buddies, and why don't we just dive right into all the haunted terrors?
From Fernfield to Alaska to the North Pole and even the moon. Now, the buddies are back in their most spectacular adventure ever.
This dog is afraid of nothing. Maybe he wants to eat our brains. That's zombies, dude. Maybe he wants to devour everything he sees. That's Butterball. Come on.
I sense you puppies are in danger.
Only if we end up at your groomer.
Disney's Spooky Buddies, an all-new movie on Disney Blu-ray and DVD September 20th. Rated G.
Did somebody say boo-ray?
I was gonna cut that one earlier, but then I heard the Boo-ray thing, and I was like, I gotta keep that in. Gotta keep it in.
Wow.
Did someone say Boo?
Did somebody say Blu-ray?
They recorded that just for the
Just
Trailer.
for
They did.
the trailer.
That's a Chapek special.
Oh, God. Yeah. He's still around at this time, right? We decided 2015 was
Yeah,
when he
that's
goes
right.
to the parks. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Goodness
And
gracious.
here we are in 2011. So this came out on Blu-ray in September 20th.
Although I did notice that this one, at least if you watch it on Disney Plus right now, it has the full-on like Disney Studios logo, no home entertainment.
It does.
It still says home entertainment once they start the cards, but not with the logo. So
Nice.
interesting.
I would say that this is a spoiler for the rest of the episode, but I do feel like that this is the most solid attempt at a feature film of the Buddies
What?
movies.
Interesting. Oh
What
boy.
what the heck makes you say that?
In that it has sets and locations that are outside
It's
of...
all the same sets we've been seeing for the past
is.
35 movies.
Yeah,
It's
true.
the church. It's the
same
town hall.
the same store that has been previously an ice cream shop and
Yep.
a donut store and a pet store is now just the fortune teller.
Right. It's literally all the same location.
Fernfield City
So.
Hall.
Okay, whatever.
Okay.
And it hasn't changed since 1937.
They just added one extra house. Yeah, the spooky
Yeah.
house.
Spooky House.
Yeah, spooky house.
Which is like they did... There was art direction was had.
Sure.
I suppose. Yeah.
More so than Space Buddies.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, fine. You,
I took a
you
week
haven't
off.
even
I took
visited the North Pole.
Yeah,
with
I
us.
took,
that's
I took
true.
a week off, and now
You-
I'm
you
like,
missed-
now I softened up.
You're like, I fucking love these movies.
You missed Santa Paws Lost in New York last week.
Oh my
so,
God.
Yeah. Lost in
Hard knock
Vancouver
life
for New
for
York.
him.
Oh
yeah.
no. I was hoping for Santa Paws Attack of the Clones, but
Hey, that still could happen. I don't know.
Okay. This movie.
Let us take you back to Fernfield, 1937.
Yeah.
Where we learned that this town has been having fucking issues with dogs its entire existence.
did anybody else think that the sign was going to be a different saying?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
did too.
Yeah.
They show it like it's going to say, like, where sometimes things are
Yeah.
possible.
I was hoping it was going to be a perfection rejection situation or a
Yeah.
Back to the Future, whatever
Right.
that one does. Yeah.
Sudden Valley.
where everything is probable. But no, it says the same thing, and it just says it's the township of Fernfield.
It's just
which
an older looking
I don't.
sign.
Yeah. Does it still say township in the modern day, or does
No,
it
I
just
think
say-
it's a city or
Yeah.
town of. Yeah.
So, turns out, deputy tracker. We've got a deputy tracker. We've got
We
an
do.
old timey sheriff guy, and they're still having shenanigans with puppies,
5 related.
beagles.
Beagles.
Which my wife had beagles growing up, so she was very excited about the cuteness of the
right.
5
beagles.
little Snoopies.
And so this is called Spooky Buddies. Immediately, I'm like, they're going off to kill the hunchback, right?
Yeah.
Pitchforks out. They're going to kill the hunchback. Everyone's going to be a great movie. End of movie. I'm kidding.
So I do think that we get Harlan Williams right at the top as Warwick the
Warlock.
And I think that every villain in these movies have been trying to they've been reaching for where Harlan Williams sits at this time. He is of the archetype of all of these villains as bumbling buffoons, and I feel like that they really got the person that they've been trying to emulate this entire time. And he lets everything down. He's pretty lukewarm in this movie.
Well, it's like, I just didn't get, like, he was not even, I don't know, was the point? They keep acting like he's doing all these cool things in the movie.
I didn't know who he was. I thought he was horrible in this movie.
Pretty bad.
It's not good.
It's bad.
Yeah, and like he has this
of
weird,
Half-Baked and Rocket Man fame.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was in Dumb and Dumber. He's in a
Yeah.
million movies, but whose idea was it to have him have a hiccup
What
tick?
did the hiccup even?
Or have him like grind around on his
Just
broom.
that was the fucking okay.
Like, why can't? Are they trying to be like men? Like warlocks don't ride on brooms like lady witches. Like they have to. Stand
I thought that was
on it.
hilarious because the
That's
okay,
dumb enough to actually probably be true.
yeah. Like we get introduced to the Halloween
The Halloween hound. Not
Howl-
Halloween. Yeah. Yeah.
Halloween Hound.
With 2 L's.
Which I will say, I was watching this separately, and I texted this to my girlfriend when the Halloween Hound showed up. I was like, "Oh my god, plot twist!" I was so excited. There's like, okay, it's actually magical. Hell yes!
Right.
And he's got to suck up 5 souls of dogs that are
weird
of the
because
same blood.
When he sucks souls, he blows out smoke, and then the soul just it's not like he sucks it back in.
Really
No.
funny.
It just turns people to stone, and the soul, he somehow magically eats it.
Well,
They do show him-
they're setting up a joke for later.
Yeah, but that's true. That's the only reason why it's like that.
Yeah.
They do show him sucking up the final. They show him sucking up Pip, and he's like,
Yeah,
Right.
They show him, and he's like, and then he's like, the sun's in my eyes. Blah. But the surfing on the staff thing is so funny because one of the dogs escapes. Pip, this dog, who's kind of like the main beagle dog that we're gonna spend time with, he escapes, and he's like, I'm gonna catch you, and you think he's gonna just like go on foot chasing after him, but again he does this like thing where he flips down the thing and stands on like a surfboard, and I just was like, why? It looks so stupid. It never looks good. He does it throughout the movie.
Yeah. And the Halloween Hound is another, like, just very lackluster and unenthused performance from Dietrich Bader, who has
Back
only
for the
gone
third
downhill
time.
since the Russian cosmonaut guy.
Although we do collect more Drew Carey show,
We
folks.
do, and
in
it's
this.
it's also lackluster and
Luster, yes.
disappointing because Ryan Stiles is this owl who just does like nothing. He's doing nothing with that voice.
He's doing
It's
like a
really-
self-tape read for a role that he does not want. Is the
Yeah, it's really weird. There was just there's like I think with almost all the vocal performances, save except for like the dogs. I mean the buddies,
The kids.
but even like Deborah Jo Rupp who comes in later.
Oh my god, yeah, they're doing nothing.
I know there's so many takes that I'm like that was the best take of that moment. Okay, I don't know.
But yeah, the
Maybe
Ryan
there was-
Stiles
maybe it
voice is
was.
just like, wow, I'm an owl.
Yeah,
Hey
at the
guys,
very like I took this clip of
Okay.
him talking at the very end of the movie because I thought this was really funny. He has a whole arc where he goes from evil.
I'm gonna
to
say
good.
arc in quotes. Okay.
And the very last thing he does is this.
Maybe now I can be a wise owl.
Maybe I could be a guardian of Google.
Maybe now I can. It's just like, what is happening?
He's doing
Yeah.
nothing.
He's doing nothing.
He does more in one episode of Whose Line It Is Anyway than he does in this entire movie.
Yes.
It's pretty rough. Oh, damn it! I did the
You
Ears
did it.
thing.
You did it.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, I can't. It keeps happening.
I know it keeps happening, but it's unavoidable.
So we get introduced to Halloween Hound. He turns these puppies into stone. There's a hilarious moment where the kid whose dog it is runs upstairs and he's like, "Oh God, Dad! Look what they did to Pip! Oh, they turned him to stone!" And the dad gets down and he's like, "That's a statue, you dumb fuck."
Yeah, you dumb little bitch boy.
You idiot! That's a statue. What? That's not your dog, you dumb idiot.
Although he still lets the kid get a grave and install the
That's true.
statue as a
like-
gravestone.
Was he eventually convinced that it was the dog? Yeah.
I don't know.
That's just a statue, boy.
Boy.
Shut your mouth, boy.
God. It's rough.
I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
But they board up the house and then we are done with the past.
Yeah, Harlan Williams jumps into a mirror somehow. Like the whole thing is about he wants to open up the
doesn't
portal.
make any sense.
Well, he wants to open up a portal.
Yeah. And
And
I
then
think the portal can only be when it's a full moon on Halloween, which is
Yeah.
not often.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, but they thwart him, but then he ends up being able to jump through a portal,
Yeah,
I guess. And then afterwards, what he's doing with the Halloween Hound is able to come out, and it's not clear what they're trying to
Nothing makes sense.
Nothing really makes sense
The
after that.
rules
It's
don't
like, wait a minute,
exist.
the portal was open? He could just jump through it?
Well, it's like a mirror, and then there's also a portal to hell, or whatever, the hell dimension.
But then the dog comes out.
Dog comes out too. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's all very.
It's
like,
a two-way door, I guess.
It all reminded me of like various Buffy things. I'm like, now he's in this hell dimension.
Sure.
No, now
I was like, a virgin lit the black flame, and now he can come back to finish the curse.
yeah, or
It's like the
especially when
same
he
fucking thing.
when it's like a lot of this happens in a lot of episodes of Buffy and other various sci-fi shows. Where like, oh, it's a disaster. The portal's open and the world's gonna be destroyed and everyone's coming through, but we only have budget to show like this one example of two people that are walking down the street and they are, enveloped in chaos. Like,
I just watched the 2 Hocus Pocus movies with my daughter because she loves the witches, and I was like, this is like the same plot.
Well, there's an entire, isn't the whole scene of like the parents having a party and they get possessed? Isn't that all from Hocus Pocus?
Yes.
I've only seen it like half
that
the
happens
time.
that happens in both movies.
In
maybe?
2 of them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So this is like a blatant ripoff.
I do think
It also
that-
made me think of the Power Rangers movie.
Yes, that too. This is a thing where I feel like that it is the idea, and I feel like that it is ingrained in people from Disney Channel movies like Hocus Pocus and this, of where Halloween is a night where all the parents in the town go have a big party.
They get wasted.
They
Who's
go get
giving out
wasted.
the candy?
And it's like, this is not a thing. This sets unrealistic expectations for what Halloween should be as an adult.
And the kids are just out doing whatever the fuck they want. Like that. Yeah.
Especially because the kids are little too.
Sounds great for the kids, I guess, but yeah.
Oh God! I mean, I think in Santa Buddies we were happy that there was so much less of the 5 kids, the owners of the buddies. Because I mean, they still prayed to Santa and all that, but like there was much less of their side of the
Tyler,
story.
you missed so much.
Yeah, there was much less of their side of the story, and I was sort of hoping it would continue that way and we would get more of the buddies. But oh my God, we get so much of the kids because they've decided to have Skylar DeSondo leap from being just a voice to now also being the kid that
Gideon
owns
Gemstone
B-Dog.
himself.
It's so funny to see him like a little tiny baby.
It is.
Yeah,
He
which
gets-
is kind of crazy that he was even younger when he did like the first 5
it's
movies
nuts.
as a voice.
This made me think like, man, and this is the movie too where you said they recorded the entire voice of the one other kid and then they deleted it, or is that
Yeah. Well,
Why'd they delete it?
was that this one?
I have my notes.
I was like,
but
that poor kid got
Did
deleted.
it get canceled?
No,
Because he sounded too old.
No.
But Skylar gets to like be in front of the camera. This other
Oh
kid
no,
just-
it was Treasure Buddies.
Oh, Treasure Buddies. Okay,
But
that's still coming up.
I think these might have been filmed in flipped order or something like that because he was in Santa Buddies. He recorded everything for Treasure Buddies and then they had some other kid record over all of it, the entire movie.
Okay, well, we'll get to that next time.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, it was funny to see him in front of the camera, and I was like kind of surprised by it, and I went and looked like, oh, was he like no longer voicing B-Dog?
Nope.
No, he still was.
He's still there.
He still did. And he's fine. He's a good actor, but I'm just like, I don't care about any of these kids. And we got almost nothing with the buddies in this movie. I
feel like it really tipped the scales into the kids' direction, and I was like, no, this is not what I want.
Yeah, you didn't want to see Gideon Gemstone get Ralphie'd in this movie with a bunny rabbit costume?
Oh God, yeah, no,
Because he wanted to be a hip hop.
hopper.
A hip hopper.
His mom was so close. She just wanted to go drinking. She just wanted to go drinking.
Oh my God. Yeah, right. No, I don't know. It is, I guess it's kind of good that they're like, okay, if we're going to have kids, let's just make one of the 5 characters we already have, like the main kid.
Sure.
At least
Yeah,
for
that makes
once.
sense.
But it's still just like, oh, this is annoying. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
The buddies had no character development at all in this one, in my opinion.
They don't really do too much, and it's like the kids are really on more of the adventure of like,
Doing a book report.
yeah, pretty much. It was like somewhat interesting to be like, oh, okay, the kids have a villain they're dealing with, and then the dogs have a dog villain that they're dealing with.
Right.
But yeah, like the Halloween Hound is so uninteresting, and like his voice is, I don't think I have any recordings of him, but his voice is just
It's
like,
just Dietrich Bader low with no enthusiasm.
yeah,
Ride all the way down.
I like living in the dark.
It's just Dietrich Bader on codeine.
Yeah, pretty much. So I don't know. I did not appreciate the lean into the kids more. I'm just like,
No.
It's called Spooky Buddies.
Although
Not
the
like
buddies,
kids running around.
I would say, well, because I didn't, in the beginning of the movie, we just have the Hound and we have, not the Hound, the Halloween Hound and Pip, right? You know, but once the buddies came on screen, I was kind of like, and maybe it's just because I haven't seen them in a week, but I was like, I feel like they really have continued to improve the CG of the mouth moving. Like, it seemed to me even better than it was in Santa Buddies. I don't know. Like, I think it's getting like moderately better every time. But yeah, they just didn't get to do anything in this one. And then the ghost Casper looking guy is just bad.
So,
like Ghost Pip.
Do you think that you think Devon Sawa said no?
Yeah. What?
to voice this
I don't
Casper
think they even
dog?
asked, because as we know, Devon Sawa will do anything.
Yeah, we'll say yes. That's what I mean. It's just like
It's possible.
So yeah, one of the things that happens in this movie is that with one of the Pip, the dog that gets sacrificed, but
His ghost dog.
He ends up being Ghost Dog. No relation.
Because he doesn't get fully sucked
He
up.
doesn't get fully sucked up by the Halloween Hound, and he looked like the most disturbing version of Dog Casper that you have ever seen.
Although I did like when he stole some kid's sheet. I thought that was funny, even though it's clearly just like a ploy to get him off the screen and not pay more budget to animation. But I was like, that's pretty funny. That's a funny
it's
effect.
like, it seemed like they were like in love with that effect too, of the dog going into the sheet, because they did it twice. Like, look at how cool this is. It's like it comes up off the ground.
Yeah.
I thought it looked really stupid.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
but when you
dumb.
can do something practical.
I guess.
I mean, what this movie is like a casserole of other children Halloween movies that they just kind of throw together in a hodgepodge way and just steal blatantly from. And because of that, I thought it was a better movie.
Oh God. I don't know. I don't know if I like this one too much, but the dog was stupid. I did think it was really funny that he tried to talk.
But the dog was stupid is perhaps my favorite segue that we've had on this podcast.
I like that he tried to talk to a little child, and the kid's like, "Oh my God, I saw a real ghost." That part was pretty funny. Traumatized for life. What else? I mean, yeah. So the kids are out trick or treating. They all got their costumes.
They trick or treat at
There's a precursor for Super Buddies.
Teacher's house. Oh yeah, so Bartleby and Butterball are dressed up as Superman looking guys. What Alice and Rosebud are like princesses.
Yeah.
Or no, like a witch.
Yeah.
A traditional girl witch. Whereas
Which I think that she probably picked out for her.
Yeah. Whereas B-Dog and they end up with the warlock costume.
Yeah.
B-Dog and whatever Skylar Sondo's name is. And then what? You've got like a sci-fi Mars Attacks evil looking brain dude, alien person.
Yep.
I don't know.
The way
Flash Gordon type.
Which dog
thing.
was that? Was that
That was Buddha.
Buddha,
For some
yeah.
reason.
The way his costume looked, I kind of was
think,
like
right?
hoping it
Yeah.
was. I was like, I wish that was a Loki costume, because it kind of had like, had like the alien eyes, or
Yeah,
or something.
it was Buddha because he was like,
right.
my family's giving out granola or something.
Oh, God.
Whatever, yeah.
Oh, and then, which by the way, being Buddhist does not mean you're also a granola hippie
No.
person. Those are not necessarily the same stereotype. Anyway, and then the other one, Mudbud, they're like a Jack Sparrow thing, which at first, like with the thing, I was like, oh, why does it have a dread? Is this like super racist? But then I was like, oh no, wait, this is like prime Jack Sparrow time. So that's why he's got the little dread in the front, little braid thing. So
Speaking of racist things, not quite as many this time around. There's just one main thing that I kind of was like, yikes.
I don't even know if I noticed it.
You didn't notice when he was like this?
Slavius Phineas!
What? I can't even hear what he's saying.
Slavius Phineas!
Oh, he makes him into like a
Slave.
He
slave.
says
Okay.
Slavius Minius.
Yeah.
I guess that's pretty bad.
When,
Yeah.
when he makes Frankendude.
Yeah, so Frank, the teacher and her boyfriend or husband are dressed up as Frank
And we again have a teacher bringing just like unhinged Miss Frizzle energy to these.
Yeah, and the guy, Frankendude guy, was the bad guy in a previous Buddies movie. I honestly don't even remember which one. And then one of the another bad guy from a previous movie is like, man in house number 5 or whatever in this movie too. So
He was in the flashback, I think.
we are seeing lots of still like this extended universe of Air Bud Studios people.
Do we think that
actors.
the Air Buddies movies is really just like a long form Sing Sing situation for Canadian prisons?
Could be.
Oh, boy.
So Deputy Dan has been promoted. I don't think he was sheriff last time.
Sheriff Dan now.
Was he sheriff in
I feel like he's
Santa
always been
Buddies?
the sheriff, but...
No, he was definitely Deputy Dan because I
Yeah.
remembered the alliteration.
Okay.
But now he's Sheriff Dan.
What's the dollar amount that you'd have to be paid to just be a fucking bumblefuck in a movie, but it just falls over for children?
I mean, but this guy has been in these movies.
been in, like, every single
since,
one.
Yeah.
since World Pup.
Indeed.
Yeah, because he was a basketball player number 2 or whatever, and then he's just
I don't
stayed.
know.
Let me ask you this. You watch these movies with your daughter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Do they laugh at this?
No.
Okay.
She just kind of stares like...
So what did she think of this one?
She didn't say too much about it. She just like she liked the witch costumes, and she kind of is like, is that the bad guy? Who's the bad guy? She asked about the bad guy a lot,
Okay.
but she didn't say much else. She still likes the buddies, but they weren't even in it that much.
Yeah.
So she's just
'cause-
like, is this the same dogs? At the beginning, she was like, who are these dogs? Those aren't the buddies. Like,
Those 5 dogs.
I kept having to say like, this is in the past, and she didn't understand that, and she kept asking like, where are the buddies? Where are the buddies? Yeah.
Right.
So I was like, the flashback didn't work. Okay, it's too complicated for kids. Well, young kids.
Yeah,
4-year-olds.
Because this guy just goes and falls around a basement for like 5 minutes of this movie, which is insufferable.
And he gets turned into a monkey.
He does get turned into a monkey after wearing an old-timey cop uniform because he's playing bass in the band, I guess, at that
What's
adult
the,
Halloween party.
What are the name of those cops again? Like, I'm just thinking of the Arrested Development.
Bobby.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, the Keystone Cops.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that the Arrested Development bit? Sorry. That is 10 times funnier than anything that happens in this
That is true.
movie. Oh boy.
What do you guys think? Speaking of the getting turned into monkey scene, I can use this to play one of these sounds I have. What do you guys think is the most used phrase in this film?
I don't even know.
Okay. Well, I got
Tracked this?
no.
Ugh.
I got a thing to play, but
Okay.
I thought there was a fourth one, but I couldn't find it, but I got 3, and it happened often enough that I was like, why is everyone saying this?
Okay.
Here we go. Ready?
What in tarnation just happened?
What in tarnation?
Isn't it like a Looney Tunes
When he
thing?
gets, I mean,
I guess.
maybe
It's a Yosemite Sam thing, maybe.
it's just like when he gets turned into a monkey, he goes, what in tarnation?
I think it's also just like you can't have people saying like what the fuck or what the hell
Well,
is this?
yeah,
So
I
they
guess.
come up with like
I just thought it was funny that like multiple
Frack.
different
We say
characters
frack.
say it. They're all the old timey people. I guess Deputy or Lieutenant Dan. I mean,
it's not Lieutenant Dan, it's Sheriff Dan.
I was like Lieutenant Dan. Sheriff Dan isn't old timey, but God, I don't even know what else to talk about. It's like the movie's all over the place. There's a little bit of Home Alone in this one too.
Yep. Like I said, it's a casserole.
Creepy old guy.
Yep.
We've had Home Alone all over the Santa Buddies movies and
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? There's also, for some reason, 2 bully kids who get
yeah.
turned into
Yes.
rats, and
They get turned in. It's like Radicus transforming them or something. He says, and he turns them into
The
rats.
funniest part about that is at the end of the movie, these 2 boys are naked. behind and at a bush, and everyone's just like, ah, ha, 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 ha. And it's like, I don't know if you know anything about the Satanic Panic, but like people would be in jail, lives would be ruined. Like 2 teenage boys naked behind a bush,
Yeah, like at the beginning of
and
the
the whole
movie,
town's just like, ha ha,
at
sucks
the
for them.
beginning. At the beginning of the movie, like 2 random dudes get turned into frogs.
Yeah.
And no one even says anything. They're just like, Huh? All right, well, let's go upstairs now.
Yeah. Like, you dumb boy. That's not your dog. It's a statue. That happens after
that's
two
not
grown men are turned into frogs. That happens after.
That's not Tom. That's just a frog. I don't know why he's standing around a bunch of clothes. It's clearly just a toad. There is no Tom.
Oh boy.
But those kids, this is the rats are also like our patented bad CG for the movie. They look really terrible.
They reminded me of the rats in Cats. Honestly, like of the what's her name, Rebel Wilson, whatever her cat name is, when she does the little thing with the cockroaches and the like mice dancing. That's what it reminded me of.
Where scale is just like not a concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. And like I thought like
Jenny,
I don't know.
Boots, Jenny, whatever.
You're gonna make me look. You're gonna make me go to the Cats IMDb
don't do
page.
it. Don't do
oh
it.
my god!
like Warwick turns those kids into rats, and then he's like, "Now they can't warn anybody." But I was like, "Can't they just go talk to the dogs? Like all the animals talk to each
I know
other."
they never like. They weren't even that bad at bullies, honestly. So like the fact that they got turned into rats, I was like, ugh, lame.
He played one like practical joke that was not even like.
It wasn't even funny. Yeah.
No, it just scared them for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Everyone got real scared because someone went, "Ow!" It's so stupid.
Jenny, any dots?
Any dots? There we go.
Yeah.
God, I got like 2/3 of the way there. Oh boy.
The we do have this whole like brouhaha party that's going on, and luckily the parents shelled out some money for a real song to dance to.
They did.
They get to dance to the Monster Mash.
Yep.
Yes.
Who the lead singer of this band gets way too much screen time.
Right.
And there's so many shots of the band that I'm like, I think they just showed the same shot of the bass player
do.
going like,
Isn't Sheriff Dan playing the bass?
Yes.
I think
Or the guitar?
it felt like they just kept recycling the same.
Well,
thing.
this song in movie time, because it's cutting back and forth, this song lasts hours.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, if you're gonna pay for it, yeah, make it last the whole half of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a podcast that I used to listen to of the Ralph Report. It's like Ralph Garman, the guy who used to be on K-Rock, and he works with Kevin Smith and Seth MacFarlane or whatever, but he has a Patreon, and they do like One Hit Wonder Wednesday or whatever,
Okay.
and around Halloween, like the very first year they did it, they covered the Monster Mash, and him and his co-host, like he told the whole story of the Monster Mash to the co-host, and the co-host just is dying laughing like so hard because the guy who created the Monster Mash was named like Bobby Pickett, and he literally changed his name to Bobby Boris Pickett
yeah.
because it sounds like Boris Karloff or whatever. And then he spent literally his entire life trying to chase the success of the Monster Mash by coming out with more and more versions of the Monster Mash and like other spooky novelty songs, and like just only like he threw his whole life away trying to repeat the success of the Monster Mash, going all the way to I think like the 2010s when he came out with like the Climate Mash about like, I guess it was well intentioned, but about how we were destroying the climate and the climate mash, and it was so scary that we were destroying the ozone layer or whatever. And then he died. But yeah, they replay that same bit just every year on Halloween because it was just like the co-host just like, wait, what? Like, because it
That's
just keeps playing the
insane.
different Monster Mash.
I love too that like that song goes on so long, and then it ends, and then immediately what plays next, I have to imagine is like, what the song that Bram Wenger wrote
Before they knew whether or not they'd be able to get the Monster Mash.
Yeah, before they decided like this isn't as good, we got to pay the money for the Monster Mash or something. Yeah, because it sounds like a total exact ripoff,
Right.
and they play it for only like 10 seconds compared to the entire fucking song. of the
Bram
Monster Mash.
Wenger.
Here's a
It
question.
was a bash.
It was a
Ghostly
Ghost
smash.
yeah, they did the bash. Yeah. Speaking of the brouhaha, do you guys think that they had Magic Mind? They're handing out Magic Mind maybe at the brouhaha?
I don't think so, because these people did not seem to have a good level of mental performance.
No, yeah, they were drinking something called Spooky Punch or something like that.
at the brouhaha.
So if you drink too much Spooky Punch and then the next day you need to get back to work and be creative again.
That's right.
Magic Mind is a great option.
That's right. It's the mental performance shot you need to get you going in the morning. Have it with your coffee. Don't have it with your coffee. Either way, it doesn't matter. And you know what? Magic Mind has a promise for all of its customers.
Yeah. For anyone who wants to know what's going on with the ingredients, if you want to make sure it's not a magic potion that will do something spooky to you, you can always email hello@magicmind.co, and anyone who wants to know will be readily provided with a certificate of analysis for any of their ingredients.
And that promise extends to when you get your trial, you have it. If you like it, you get to keep it. Awesome. If you don't like it, you don't have to pay shipping back or anything else. You get to try it on the Magic Mind. People enjoy it, and you don't no hassle. It's the easiest thing in the world.
They'll refund you 100%.
100%.
No questions asked.
You don't even have to send the bottles back.
Nope. That's great. And they're trying to make it the best beverage on Planet for Creators, and they promise to do it the right way for everyone involved, and that means going above and beyond industry standards. And I think they have. We've been enjoying the Magic Mind mental performance shot here for a while, and
we're in month 5 that I've been getting it, and it's been great.
5. Yeah, it's it just it becomes part of your routine and just helps you focus a little bit more in the morning. And if you got if everything that we have said sounds great for you guys, we have a special deal for you if you want to get in on trying some Magic Mind. You can go to this website right now, magicmind.com/sequel-R. That's magicmind.com/ the word sequel and the letter R. And you can use my code sequel-R20 for 20% off #MagicMind. Again, the code is sequel-R20. The word sequel, the letter R, and the number 20. And if you go do that right now, you can get some money off your subscription or a box and try it out. It's really great, and we hope you guys enjoy it. Back to the brouhaha,
where Harlan Williams shows up and the adults, like a bunch of dummies, are like, this guy's fucking awesome magic man.
Look at these crazy tricks he's pulling. He turned this guy into a monkey. No way.
Our beloved sheriff.
Into a monkey. And then he has a line where he's like, it's great to be loved, but it's better to be feared. And then he jumps on his little broom
it's like
and
very,
grinds
Nietzsche.
out of there. Yeah. With all of the cool and panache of a grown man putting on soaps and trying to slide down a rail.
By the way, when Sheriff Dan was changed into a monkey, his costume changed with him into a small little costume. Whereas for the two kids and the toad people, their clothes did not go with them.
That's true. And it seemed like a very similar spell. I think he says like Transformers Monkeyonus or something like that. Yeah. Something stupid. The other thing, speaking of the monkey and the cat, I noticed this with too.
Indeed.
There was something weird, like instead of when the animals need to make like animal noises, instead of using like regular like animal noises, they have like a person going like eep beep beep, or like they have like with the cat, they had the cat going like, and it was like clearly just a dude going like meow meow. I'm like, why don't they just use like a regular cat noise?
It was like not D. Bradley Baker, so it doesn't sound right.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah.
He does every voice.
I just thought that was really odd, but whatever.
Yeah.
To each their own.
They couldn't get the rights to the real animal sounds.
That's right.
They couldn't get that sound pack,
Yeah. Interesting.
Too expensive for them.
Okay, so Tyler, you have not been with us through the 2 Christmas movies, but we can just spoil for you now that they have become increasingly musical.
Okay.
And increasingly religious.
Yes.
And we had pondered out loud whether, is that only because these are Christmas movies, or is that going to be a trend in general?
It has been a through line the entire time.
So it is not... Thankfully, this is not really a musical. We get the one song that he shoved in there because they decided to license Monster Mash.
I will say that there were certain points of this movie where I was like, I wish there was a dumb song.
Really? Okay, we needed like, this is the Halloween Hound. This is the Halloween Hound.
Do you want to build Halloween? Do you want to build a scarecrow?
Oh, God. Anyway.
Yeah, I wish, honestly.
It's not a musical, but boy, is it still getting increasingly religious.
Their plan is how they trick him. He needs the Warwick needs the
book of spells,
the book, and the dogs, and they get him the book. But there's a trick that's been played because it is the good book. It is the Holy Bible.
Here we go. Ready? This is what happens.
Our Father, who art... Wait a minute. This is not my spell book.
It's the Bible.
It's the Bible. When that happened, okay, but I'm like, first of all, he opens the book and you can't really tell what it is, but it's like glowing and it looks like he opened up the Pagemaster book or something. It's got like this like huge lettering.
Pagemaster reference.
And I was like, what the fuck? And then he starts saying like, Our Father, and I was like, what's happening here? And then when they're like, it's the Bible, I was just like,
Even before that, they follow grown-up Joseph, whatever his name is, into the church, and they're like, how do we know that word can't get us here? And he's like, he's so evil he cannot enter a house of God or whatever. And they're like, oh, okay. They like go and hide out in this church.
Yeah, and it's a house of God because that's where Air Bud actually learned how to shoot in the parking lot.
right, it's the same church.
Same church.
Same church.
It's just like Hocus Pocus. They couldn't go on hallowed ground or whatever. It's like,
Right, but it is weird because it's very inconsistent. They like shove in this thing with the church and the Bible, but it's still a movie about Halloween, and they're not trying to really knock on Halloween because that's the whole point. You can't be like, Halloween's evil, blah, blah, blah. They're like, no, Halloween's not evil. It's just this guy that's evil. And also like, fortune tellers aren't evil either. They're fine. You know, like we got a silly Deborah Jo Rupp dog here that's, you know.
How do we feel about the bit of people coming from a different time or realm and being confused by kids in costumes on Halloween? If that never happened again in anything I ever saw, that would probably be fine.
I thought that was pretty dumb.
Has it ever worked or ever been fun?
Has it ever worked?
No.
I mean,
submit no.
It could be fun if it's performed well, but you know, I don't know. It's just stupid.
But I mean, it's a bit you've seen many
yeah.
times. I can't think of one time where it was like a thing.
I did like when he snapped the kid's like mask back. I love that scene when he snapped the kid's neck. I was like, yeah, fuck those kids. No, when he pulls that kid's mask and snaps it in his face, and the kid's like, ah.
There's a really long extended scene where he's just removing. He's like, you're not a goblin.
Yeah.
You're not a ghoul.
Wait a minute, you're not El Diablo. Yeah.
Also, he was there in what, 1937? Did we not have Halloween
We had
at all
Halloween.
yet?
We had Halloween.
I don't know. Maybe we didn't have like. Yeah, we totally did.
Yeah,
right?
we totally did.
Yeah. Ugh. Oh well.
And it would have been the truly horrifying Halloween where they have those like creepy like.
Well, no, not yet. There was no like mass production of plastic. Well, maybe a few. Yeah, because you have. Well, you're 2 years away from like Snow White and Wizard of Oz, so you have the creepy Mickeys already. So anyway,
I don't know. That was all stupid.
Yeah,
and he
so-
eats like the candy with the wrapper on. It's
oh
like,
god, yeah. I just it was very bad.
Truly horrifying
That's what
photos
I-
from 1936.
That's what I was saying. It's like the creepy homemade costumes that look like, oh, you're wearing like a paper bag with the eyes cut out of it.
You're wearing a KKK outfit.
Yeah.
It's
Truly-
Now go
Truly
change into your
horrifying.
costume.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. What else did I write?
The Bible thing, that was just so funny. I messaged Eliz immediately, like just a random message.
Right.
Like, holy fuck.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I guess maybe I should know this off the top of my head, but because he did that, I literally Googled, like, is the Lord's Prayer even in the Bible? Or is that just something that, like, churches made up later? And, like, turns out, yes, it is, but it's, like, buried in the New Testament. There's no way he would open up. I guess maybe some Bibles have, like, a special page where the Lord's Prayer is, like, at the beginning or at the end when there's, like,
Maybe?
various prayers, depending on what Bible you're reading. But, no, he would have really had to, like, get extremely like statistically lucky in order to open it up and immediately start reading the Lord's Prayer.
Like there is something kind of insidious about these movies in that like there is like the Christian through line I think through a lot of them in the Bible thing, and they all live in McMansions and they all have this nuclear family thing, and it's just kind of like there is an agenda.
I don't know. I think most of them have single parents because
Yeah, that's
mostly
true.
because we couldn't afford
Karn.
full families.
Yeah,
for
they
all of
couldn't-
them.
they couldn't afford the full Karn tent.
Skylar's mom is definitely a single mom.
We literally only get one parent in this movie.
Party. She's
Yeah.
out to party, dressed kind of like the Scarlet Witch or something. I don't know what she.
Yeah,
was
it's weird.
dressed as.
Yes.
Yeah, Tyler, they prayed to Santa.
They did.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I keep bringing this up because it's like just.
Did Santa
really
absolve them
insane.
of their sins?
Maybe.
And it's pretty funny because, I don't know, obviously we're watching Agatha and Deborah Jo Rupp is there, so it was extra disappointing that she just, like, did nothing in this movie.
She gets turned stone.
Yeah, she does get turned to stone.
Well, she doesn't do nothing. She does bring Pip back into his body.
Yeah.
Okay.
They couldn't afford the CG budget anymore for Dog Casper.
I thought her dog and the beagles looked like terrified whenever they were like up close on them talking. It looked like they were shaking. Like,
well, and for as much as you thought that maybe the buddies CG got better, like the beagle's face was not conducive.
Terrible.
Well, I just think that because they've done now so many movies with golden retriever dogs, like they just keep working on that specific like animation. Whereas anytime you introduce a new animal, they're back to square one pretty much.
I was like, are those dogs' faces just not built for this
computer
face dog?
They looked weird every time they talked.
Did.
The eyes of the beagles were really bad too.
Yeah.
Like, oh God.
How weird would that be to get your childhood dog back as an old man?
Yeah.
Plus 5 other dogs.
Plus 4 other dogs.
Oh, yeah, 4 other dogs.
He does. Oh my God. At the end, he goes on a road trip to find the other 4 owners.
Yeah, they're all alive somewhere.
They're not alive.
They're not alive. They're not alive.
The fact that guy was even still alive, I was like getting out my calculator, be like, wait a minute. I was like, oh no, I guess it works. But ugh. It's rough. Is this a B-Dog line? Does he say something about hallucinatripping?
Probably.
Because I wrote down this quote, but I don't remember why. It's quite a portmanteau.
I don't know.
Okay, let's talk about the magical fart, because I hated it.
Yeah.
So, okay, wait. There's a couple things that happen.
Okay.
The dog. Yeah. Okay. So they eventually they run into the kitchen because Butterball's hungry or something, and he starts eating these pickled eyeballs.
Starts eating eyeballs.
So fucking sick. And he does they're like Butterball, those are eyes, and he's like, oh, I don't
so
give a
bad.
shit. Like they're kind of rubbery. Blah, blah, blah.
I have eaten a fish eyeball before.
Sure.
But a human eyeball?
No.
As a dog?
No.
And also, he's killed a lot of people if there's that many eyeballs in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. And then so the Halloween Hound shows up, and they're like, Butterball, don't move. When I say you just got to let her rip. And
Well, they haven't even shown. I don't know if the buddies even saw it, but every time the Halloween Hound eats someone's soul, he emits like this gaseous gray cloud.
He goes, oh.
Yeah. And then instead they get Butterball to fart at the same time, and there's like a Harry Potter Voldemort
Or like a
battle
Dragon
of
Ball Z style.
smoke clouds like clashing with each other.
And it sounds exactly like this.
This can't be happening.
That sounds horrible.
That is, yeah. I've hit a low point.
Oh boy.
I was like, I went to go grab that clip because I thought it would be funny for the farting, and then I was like, oh no.
No.
I didn't notice. That sounds terrible. They had to record that in a recording studio.
I'm sad for all of us.
That's worse than it's not my Puppy Paw's responsibility to get me off or whatever quote was last week.
What?
I could put those quotes together like it's not mine, and I could play the next thing and it'd be like really gross.
That sounds horrible. No! Stop playing it! Oh my god. I cannot. Okay,
Terrible,
on that
terrible.
note, since some child had to make that noise on a microphone, let's do the child star check-in.
Oh!
Child star check. Child star checking in. Child star check-in. They're a child star. And we're checking in now.
Okay, so as we know, if you listen to the Santa Buddies episode, we pretty much got rid of most of the kids after that one of the voices of the buddies. Like every couple of years, they got to do an exodus of these kids. They're getting too old. Although I do think that the way they animated the buddies and the way they cast the kids in this one, they aged them just slightly, in my opinion. But and then we didn't have any of the same kids really for last week, which was Search for Santa Paws, because there were no buddies. So now it looks like we've gotten a new cast for like the buddies that should be here at least for like the next couple of movies. I think very notably, Rosebud is now voiced by G. Hennelius or Genevieve Hennelius, who played I think her name was Janie. She was one of the orphans in Santa Paws, and she is most famously the star of the show Dog with a Blog on Disney Channel. So this was a logical next step for her to become the voice of
She knows about dogs. Get her in here.
But she'll be here for a while. I just wanted to mention that she actually got to stay after being in the Santa
She was one of the ones
movie.
that didn't get adopted.
No, she did not get adopted.
She wasn't good enough.
Anyway, so there's not a ton of the kids on here that are main ones, but so first of all, Ghost Boy, who I have to assume is the one who gets the sheet stolen. I don't think he's an actual ghost. That's the role, but the actor is gender fluid. Their name is Amico X Mascarol, and they were in Santa Paws as Crying Child. That must have been one of the kids that was sitting on Mr. Hucklebuckle's lap. Yeah. Tyler.
I love
saying this. Tyler has no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, I love imagining him hearing all these things like
so they were Crying Child, and they, as a Canadian actor, have actually like been very instrumental in like the acceptance of more non-binary and gender fluid child actors in Canada. Like in 2017, they were the first ever child actor to become eligible in like both male and female categories for a short film that they were in. And so there was like a big Hollywood Reporter article about it and everything. And then now they are primarily most known for being a news contributor on like CBC Kids News. So I assume it must be like the Nickelodeon News or whatever similar, but Canada's version. Nice. So they're a reporter on there, and they report on like they report on a lot of things, but I did see like, especially on their Instagram, they have a lot of like stories that they got to do about like kids at Pride and, you know, like other non-binary kids and stuff. So
nice. That's
cool. Pretty cool. But this is the last Air Bud Studios film that they will be in. So also we have Max Charles, who played the young version of Joseph, who is then the old guy who is the owner of Pip. A
petulant child.
Yeah. He was, before this, actually, during, I don't know, around the same time, he was Andrew Garfield's young Peter Parker for the Amazing Spider-Man films. Both of them. They had a flashback scene, and it was this kid who played the version that lost his parents or whatever. Bummer. But now they're very prolifically doing a lot of voice acting, and they are part of the regular crew now for like the Seth MacFarlane shows. They've been in a bunch of episodes, like Family Guy, American Dad, all those shows. That's Max Charles. Mitch Duffield was Devil Kid in this movie.
He's the one whose horn comes off. And,
so they did the Canadian Vancouver rounds of Smallville and Supernatural, and then this movie, and then now they are an engineering student at University of British Columbia.
Nice.
So good for him. Hardy Gatlin, who was Skip, which I think is like one of the bullies. One of the naked bullies? I'm not quite sure, but the kid named Skip, he is now
on TLC, the Naked Bully.
He's now a full-on doctor at the University of Michigan.
Wow.
And usually I can't find people like this, but he still keeps his actor name as like his middle name. It's something like William Hardy Gatlin, doctor of, whatever. So I was like, wow, it's actually him. And I looked at the picture and I was like, oh yeah.
The naked doctor.
So.
Yeah, doctor of naked bullying.
And then I don't know how much you paid attention as the credits were rolling in the beginning, but I cannot be the only one that was waiting the whole movie for Jake Johnson to show up.
Oh yeah, I was too.
Wow, who's Jake Johnson gonna be in this movie?
I thought that same thing. Like, oh wow, Jake Johnson. That's cool.
Not that one. So it is
So sad.
Jake Johnson numeral 2 or whatever
Yeah.
on Instagram or on IMDb.
This movie could have used some Jake Johnson.
It could have.
Like the Mummy.
So Sam, the other bully, I guess, is the child actor, Jake Johnson. Or no, Sam is maybe one of the buddy kids. I don't remember which one. Anyways, there's a kid named Jake Johnson who played Sam in this movie, who is most known for being one of the kids on the ABC sitcom Man Up. I don't remember what that one was, but it sounds like a mid-season replacement that didn't replace.
Does.
Is that one of those Tim Allen shows?
No,
That's Last Man Standing.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right.
And he also had a guest role on The Politician on Netflix. Ben Platt. And then, I think he's still acting. So, it's a great sadness in my life that for some reason I still watch almost all of the Ryan Murphy shows and the horror stories. I actually managed to skip The Politician. It's funny that we mentioned that here, but I don't know. Did anybody watch American Horror Stories, plural?
Nope.
That first season? It was horrible.
Boo.
And I don't like it, but they tried to hinge at least 2 or 3 episodes of it on the original Murder House. And it was like this whole storyline about these 2 gay dads that move into the murder house with their daughter and then, of course, get killed and are stuck in the murder house. And then she is lesbian and falls in love with Kaya Gerber, who cannot fucking act. And then they go on like a killing spree and they become serial killers. And then they maybe also kill each other and get stuck in the house. I don't remember.
Oh, boy.
But this girl, they were like, this girl is gonna be it. Like, we are gonna hinge this whole thing on her. And she also was Alice in this movie. Her name is Sierra McCormick.
Okay.
But I did not like those episodes of American Horror Stories. But she is a better actress than Kaya Gerber, I will say. But she did, and she also got to wear the the rubber suit.
Yeah,
the
nice.
iconic, she's no Evan Peters, but
Right.
she got to wear the suit. Anyway. And then finally, Sage Ryan was Pete, who I think might be the Mudbud kid. I can't believe I don't know these kids'
think
names
that's
at this
right.
point, but
Because there are too many of them.
I can believe that we don't know their names.
They never, barely ever say
they
their
keep
names.
changing.
Yeah.
The only one I remember is Alice Chapek, even though I know that's not even her name. I think it was Kelly Chapek started out as Alice. But anyways, Pete, he is one of the stars of Piranha 3D.
Oh.
And he is
Hilarious
now,
movie.
I think, transitioning into being more of a cinematographer than an actor.
Oh.
And then finally, we've got the bonus Jonas himself. Franklin Jonas is Pip in this movie. He of Jonas, the show.
Lee Jonas is.
And famously is the voice of, oh my God, I don't even remember his name. The boy in Ponyo in the English dub. It was famously like Frankie Jonas and Noah Cyrus, or like Ponyo and him. So he did the English version of the famous I love all the Ponyos line, and Ponyo loves ham and all these things. Okay, so he's good. It's yet another great shame of my life. I don't know why I'm revealing all these things too, but I also really love the show Claim to Fame on ABC. It is the stupidest reality show.
I have watched this show.
I am so addicted to it. It is the dumbest freaking show ever. But Frankie Jonas and Kevin Jonas host it, and the whole bit is that like he's not the famous one, even though I'm kind of like, is Kevin really that much more famous than you, Frankie? But they always, like, every competition, they do a bit where Kevin is like, oh, I'm so famous, and then they, like, leave Frankie out in the middle of a pond in a canoe or something like that. And they're like, oh, sorry, Frankie. But it's very funny. It's a good show, even though it is the dumbest thing in the world.
It's a reality show where it's like a Big Brother type thing where everyone's
Yeah.
in a house, but they're trying to figure out like who the famous
the
people are
celebrity
related
relative
to.
is.
But the funniest part of it in the reveal
Terrible.
is when they get voted off. Sometimes they get like an actual like the person like
clip?
a clip from the person, but you can tell when the people actually give a shit or not.
Right, right.
It's American sadness. It's good stuff.
Yeah. This year they had a fat guy that everybody thought was related to Jelly Roll. It's just because he was fat. And he was actually like Mark Anthony's nephew.
Oh,
or something. And then they had a black guy who wore a fried chicken necklace for the entire show, and it turned out he was like Marlon Brando's grandson. Like, what? Like, nobody
He
knew.
loved his fried chicken.
Yes.
Nobody
Spoilers
knew.
for Claim to Fame. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. It was. I mean, that season's another one of my favorite. God, this show is so horrible. They had this Mexican kid who was Jamie Lee Curtis's nephew, but since he was kind of Hispanic, he tricked everyone into thinking he was related to Antonio Banderas,
And he played it really well.
He stood in the mirror in the bathroom while people were walking by, and he was looking in the mirror, being like, "Don't fuck this up. You're a Banderas." And then the people were like, "Ooh, we heard him. We heard him," and it was all fake.
Which
okay?
is the right way to play that game.
Oh my
It was
God.
amazing.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
And my dad's always like, "You should be on that show," and I was like, "We're not related to anyone famous. Like, how can I be on the show?" He's like, "Oh yeah, you're right." So, anyways, great show. Franklin Jonas is the host. He is the voice of Pip in this movie, and that is the end of the Child Star Check-In.
Devin Sawa said no.
Yeah, he sure did.
All right. How many?
Wait. I was going to ask one more other question. Do you guys think that people that...
Oh, you want to talk about it more? Okay.
Yeah. Do you guys think that people that didn't watch the film with subtitles on knew that he was saying Halloween Hound backwards?
No. Okay, so I totally noticed that only because I was watching with subtitles.
yeah.
He says, like, I don't even know how to pronounce it.
I don't know.
Did you clip
he
it?
says, no, I didn't. I should have
okay.
taken a clip, but he says something like,
That's the magic spell. Yeah.
yeah, he's saying all this stuff in fake Latin, and he says something like Phrasicus Reversicus or something, and then he says like Halloween Hound backwards
Like
3 times.
Dao and Nihal, or it's like a
Yeah.
Twin Peaks situation.
Yeah. And I think it was, I totally was like, I would have never known that.
No.
I would have just been like, what gibberish is he saying now?
Yeah.
I thought that was a funny gag for only the people that have subtitles on. What else happens at the end? Nothing. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. All the dogs come back.
They all come back.
Everyone's unfrozen.
If these kids were praying to Santa Paws, do we feel like that this is a world where Santa Paws allows puppies to be murdered?
Well, Santa Paws has no control. You don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
He doesn't control. He's not actually God. They
Okay.
just prayed to him like he was.
Okay, so the kids were dumb in this situation.
They were.
Okay.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
just
yeah.
small children. And besides, he only
They
has
don't know any
power
better.
when the Christmas icicle is especially robust.
Yeah. Duh.
Okay.
Tyler.
So wait, this magical power is commensurate against the girth of an icicle?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, go back and listen to our episode, Tyler.
Okay, great. I look forward to it.
By the way, I hated it when Pip said that he had a new leash on life. That pissed me
Yeah,
off.
I wanted to
Oh boy.
Yeah.
destroy something.
Did you say boo Ray? Yeah. Sorry. It's like the same kind of thing. That's the level of writing we're dealing with here. Yeah.
I love a pun and a play on words.
You're
but
gonna play
not
the fart
like
sound
this.
effect again?
Not like this.
I was like, that's what I think about that. But I can't hear it again, actually.
Yeah, I mean, that's about it. It is funny. Yeah, the old man suddenly saddled with 5 dogs.
Oh, also, he spent 75 years learning Latin.
Yeah, that's true.
Like he was preparing
Bible.
for this moment all his life.
And didn't get another dog.
Digging graves.
No, he didn't.
The kids drive around a hearse. I don't know. That's about it. What else?
It
There's
was
nothing
pretty
else.
stupid that they like got in the hearse when it drove up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm like, I know you live in Fernfield where anything is possible, but also child abductions are possible.
Yeah, that's anything. It falls under the category.
We've seen kids running around Fernfield unsupervised, including many dogs that just have their, they own this town.
Oh.
But this was crazy.
I remember the other thing that I thought was really funny. There's all these animals getting like turned into stone.
Yeah.
Right. There's a moment where the owl gets turned into stone. And they couldn't hide the fact that it was like a fucking rubber prop.
Oh, yeah, because the wings bend.
Because he's like he's in the air flying and then is turned to stone and falls to the ground and then the wings
Bounces.
like bounce. and then I was like, come on, you guys. Like,
I audibly guffawed and laughed aloud.
Did
yes.
you need that moment? I thought that was really funny too. Yeah,
Just for it to be like, never mind, he's fine.
yeah, they're all fine.
Yeah, made
That's
of
a
stone.
statue, you dumb idiot.
Hunchback reference for Marcus, who won't listen to this. Many animals
Marcus called out.
Yeah.
are made of stone.
yeah, I don't know. What else? That's it. I
I
think.
don't know. How many rubber owls would you give this piece of trash?
How many rubber owls?
Yeah.
What I was going to say is I felt like the old-timey sheriff from 1937 was like speaking for the audience the entire time when he was saying things like this.
We have to get out of this place now.
And then he also said this.
What happened, Sheriff?
I don't know, but hopefully it won't happen again.
God, the way that he says, we gotta get out of this place now with no urgency whatsoever. It's so
We gotta get out of
slow.
I don't know, but I hope it never happens again.
I thought this movie was not very good. It was so terrible. I think it's my least favorite so far. I was excited because I love Halloween stuff. And then it's just so goofy and not in a funny way. There's like a few moments that I wish there were more of, like that are just totally insane moments, like the Bible thing. There's a moment where there's a really hilarious, like there's one really hilarious moment with Warwick where he's like flying into the graveyard where all the buddies are, and he flies through a tree, and then they include a shot of him like spitting out all these leaves. He's just like, which I was like, I wish there was more like ridiculous energy shit like that, but there's not enough of it, and it just looks hokey and stupid.
A fart kills a demon dog. I don't know what you're talking about.
But it's not enough. Okay, it's not enough. I wish there was more. And yeah, you know, I've been having this complaint of like, just get rid of the fucking kids. It's about the dogs. The dogs don't do anything in this other than like look cute in Halloween costumes. That's about it. And so I'm a little bit disappointed there. All the side characters are stupid. I don't know. It's just not, I would not hold this up as a Halloween favorite for any families. I'm going to give it one obviously rubbery owl.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
One rubber owl.
Out of 10.
Oh gosh. I mean, I
Sorry.
hated this also, but I don't know if I want to go down all the way to 1 because I'm kind of like, I feel like I have been ever for the last 2 weeks. I've been judging based on racism, and this one at least didn't have that. So I don't know if I can go all the way down to 1, but I'll definitely go down to 2. 2
Monster
rubbery
Mash.
owls, because yeah, this was, I actually, you know, really didn't like the last 2, and this is even worse. This is so bad. This is by far the worst one that we've seen so far.
pretty bad.
I think it might get worse. I don't know. I mean, I'm interested to see how they are going to ham-fist the Bible into treasure buddies. Like it's going to be a Pirates of the
They're
Caribbean
gonna find the
4
Holy Grail
situation.
It's
They're going to
some-
have like a missionary or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's bad. Bad. Stop doing that, please. I'm speaking of movies
We
that have
found
already
the
been
ark.
made.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll at least go down to 2, and maybe probably shouldn't go down to 1. But I don't know. I want to give me room.
you're
I
gonna
want to give
reserve-
myself room to fall.
Hey, I'm not below going to 0.
To 0.
Or something
Oh my
that's
God.
fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's really bad. And honestly, it's like not helped by. We had the same thing last week with Santa Claus. It's not helpful to rip off other movies because then you just remind me of those other movies and how much
Yeah.
I'd rather be watching them.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
Exactly.
just not a good strat. So yeah, two L's.
I think taking a break cleared my brain.
So you're in a good mood.
got me in a better mood. I think I'm gonna give this 4 rubber owls.
Whoa! No way.
Because you guys, like, there was a fucking Casper dog, and there was a ghost dog, there was a demon thing. I don't know. When there was when it was glowing green eyes for the Halloween Hound, I was like, fuck yeah! Like, at least we're not doing some temple shit. Like, I don't know. I didn't mind the full ripoff of the other Halloween movies. So I felt like, okay, like you're making like the toddler version of movies for 7-year-olds.
Fair.
But like,
I just like, yeah, by the end of this, I was like, I wish I was excited by a fart battle. but I'm too. Is that the noise people make when they fart? Like, come on now. Come on now.
Maybe we just don't know what farts in Canada sound like.
Come on now, Airbud
Canadian
Studios.
farts just got a different
Canadian farts. What's a
Yeah,
Canadian
it's
fart
the
if I've ever
altitude.
heard one?
It's the altitude.
Smells like Canada.
They're closer to the North Pole.
They're closer to the North Pole.
All right, so what are we subjecting to ourselves next?
Look, we're not yet back to Christmas, but next time we get to see Treasure Buddies.
Treasure Buddies.
Yarr, Treasure Buddies.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Are we gonna go on a pirate ship?
I think there's going to be a pirate ship. It might be the same pirate ship from Free Willy in South Africa.
Okay, what kind of treasure are we talking about? Is it pirate treasure or is it like
Some
Jesus
puppy.
is gold.
Yeah, like
is it Mary Magdalene's shawl? I don't know.
no.
What kind of
Does Professor Robert Langdon make an appearance?
how many Da Vinci paintings will be involved?
Okay, do you think there's gonna be some pirate dog like Barkbeard or something like that, or like
Yes.
what?
100%.
What are
yes.
some of the other? Oh,
Barkbeard?
Davy Jones. What would be a Davy Bones?
Davy Bones. That's too
Yeah,
good. Nope,
yeah,
that's too
yeah.
good.
Okay.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
I do
Anyways.
feel like it must be a pirate thing, but at the
I
same,
really hope it's more similar to Snow Buddies in that the dogs somehow through some or Space Buddies through some shenanigans are whisked away from their children completely, and we don't have to deal with them
It's not
other than like the montage of them being
Yeah.
like, "Well, I really miss my
Right.
bud" or whatever. You know.
it's not another Secret History of Fernfield situation.
No. How could it be? I mean, it might be.
They could just make any shit
Is
up.
Fernfield even on? Oh no, it is on the coast because they had beach, or was that a lake?
How do you even? I don't
The
even.
beach volleyball?
In my mind, I'm like having them be on any type of water is too expensive or looks too fake, so they won't do it.
won't be a cave?
Looking at the poster.
No.
Oh, spoilers!
Oh boy.
Maybe all
See,
five
it's
families
not pirates.
go on a cruise, and then somehow they
Oh my god, they go on a cruise.
go on a Disney cruise to Castaway Cay.
What if it's like they're going in like an Egyptian tomb or something?
Yeah.
What?
What? It's not pirates. It's treasure hunters.
No!
It's going to be the most racist.
Oh god! Oh god! I mean, there is some pretty racist stuff you missed, but you know.
This whole time I was banking on pirates, but we got Indiana Jones situation.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Wait, what was Shia LaBeouf's name in Indiana Jones?
Mutt.
Mutt. Yeah, there you go. I was like, I know it's a dog thing.
They could just have a character named Mutt and be like,
Yeah.
well, he called him that because
It's
he's a
Shia.
dog. He's a dog.
Oh God. Okay, let's end this.
So long as Kate Blanchett gets killed by giant fire ants, I'll be happy.
You guys.
What was the best part of that movie?
Kalima.
Kalima.
Thank you all for joining us through the spooky times of Spooky Buddies, extending your Halloween fun for a couple extra weeks. And we hope you guys come back for next time for Treasure Buddies. But in the meantime,
Let's figure out how they shoehorn the Bible in.
I can't wait.
Well, now that we know it takes place in Egypt, it's pretty easy. It
yeah,
is going to be
that's
the Grail
true.
after all.
They're gonna be like, what are these? The stone has been
The
rolled
10
away.
Commandments. Yeah. Oh, look at that bush. It's on fire.
Let my
Yeah.
buddies go.
Oh, by the way, speaking of
I will crucify you, dog.
speaking of Moses, which then reminded me of the parting of the Red Sea and him holding a staff. The staff in this movie looks exactly like Gandalf's staff because we just
I
seen
did.
Lord of the Rings where he discovers his.
I
hand
was
the first
originally
time.
planning to be like, Elias, did you think he met up with Tom Bombadil?
Yeah, Tom Bombadil. He got the staff. Like it looks exactly like the one in
It
Lord of the
did,
Rings,
it did,
but
yeah.
with like a crystal stuck in there.
Tom Diddle.
Tom Bombadil.
Oh goodness. Okay. well,
Wizard Whisperer Tom
We'll
see.
see how this goes. In the
Felix,
meantime, yeah, please email us your thoughts to sequelrights@gmail.com or find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Sequel Rights.
And rate and review us wherever you're listening. Helps other people find the podcast. If you've already done so, thank you. You may rest.
That's right. And as always, we have to leave you guys with an AI-generated song to end the podcast. This week, the song's titled Warwick and the Halloween Hound versus the Bible. And this one's cool because I usually when I'm making these, I go through like, I don't know, I sometimes make like 30 different versions before I find one that I like and sounds good.
What a great use of your time.
I know, it's fucking really fun because some of them are weird and not good. But this one, literally, the one we're playing is the first one it spit out. It was
Nice.
perfect right off the bat. And hope you guys enjoy it. It's funny, and I don't know, I like it.
First draft, last draft, get it out the door.
That's right. All AI. I didn't change any lyrics. It's great. We'll see you guys next time for Treasure Buddies. Egyptian Buddies. I don't know what it's called. Treasure Buddies.
I bet they stay in Fernfield.
They're just at the museum.
Yeah.
Night at the museum with dogs. Okay, bye.
In the town of Fernfield, the air was cool. Warwick the warlock broke every rule. With his dark book in hand and his hound at his side, they wanted to bring evil from far and wide. But little did they know there was something profound that could stop their plans and bring them down. Oh Warwick, with your creepy hound, the Bible's gonna knock you out and spin you round. You summon the spirits, the ghosts and the ghouls, but the good book is here and it's breaking the rules. Hallelujah's no weakness, ain't no room for doubt. Warwick and the Halloween, how you're getting thrown out. The buddies were trapped, caught in his spell, in Warwick's mansion, straight from Halloween hell. With the Halloween hound ready to bite, it seemed like those pups were done for that night. But out of the dark came a glimmer of hope. Someone opened a Bible and Warwick couldn't cope. Oh Warwick, with your creepy hound, the Bible's gonna knock you out and spin you round. You summon the spirits, the ghosts and the ghouls, but the good book is here and it's breaking the rules. Hallelujah's no weakness, ain't no room for doubt. Warwick and the Halloween, how you're getting thrown out. He quoted some spells with fury and rage, but the Bible verses locked him in a cage. The power of faith made the hound howl weep. No more haunted Fernfield, no more nightmares deep. The buddies barked praises as Warwick took flight. Turns out even warlocks can't win that fight. Oh Warwick, with your creepy hound, the Bible's gonna knock you out and spin you round. You summon the spirits, the ghosts and the ghouls, but the good book is here and it's breaking the rules. Hallelujah's no weakness, ain't no room for doubt. Warwick and the Halloween hound, you're getting thrown out. So if you're thinking of curses and ghosts in the night, remember the Bible shines the brightest light. Warwick and his Halloween hound learned their fate. The power of scripture, it's truly first rate. So grab your treats and don't be a clown. The Lord's got your back when the spooks come to town. Well, if you're thinking of curses and ghosts in the night, remember the Bible shines the brightest light. Warwick and his Halloween hound learned their fate. The power of scripture, it's truly first rate. So grab your treats and don't be a clown. The Lord's got your back when the spooks come to town.